Hello, everyone. Hi, team. It's another awesome team training. And today I have a special guest, Jessica Gore, with me. Hi, Jessica.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm excited to have you speak to us. You guys, Jessica, I did a post in Team Nailed It, and I said, hey, what is working for you guys with new stylists? And she commented and said, I've been having a lot of success with hosting launch parties for them. And so I was like, okay, girl, I want you to do a training for us because we want to know all the things. So I can't wait to hear from you because, today's the last day of the
Yes.
$79 special. And a lot of people are recruiting new people, and maybe some have hesitations with recruiting because they're not sure what to tell their new stylists to do. And so I think this is perfect timing because you can kind of show us what has worked for you. So I'm going to let you take it away, girl. And
All
first,
right.
before you jump
Yes.
in, Jessica, will you share just a little bit about your Color Street journey?
Yes. So my name is Jessica Gore, and I'm from Greenville, North Carolina. As you can probably tell by my accent, I am a Southern girl, born and bred. I joined Color Street in April of 2020. So I'm coming up on 3 years.
Nice.
In March of 2020, March 5th of 2020, one of my best college girlfriends passed away unexpectedly, and it hit me really, really hard. I lost my mom when I was 29, but this hit me different. I was
So sad.
42, and she had, she was married, had kids. I was married, had kids. So it just hits you a little different because you're at a different stage in your life. And then 7 or 8 days later, the world shut down as we know it from COVID. So my kids came home from school. My husband came home. I was home. And so I really didn't have a proper time to grieve, I guess. And so I was in a rough spot. And my friend, she was like, you need to try Color Street, because the only thing I ever did was go get my nails done, and that made me feel good, and I couldn't do that anymore. And so she said, you need to try Color Street. And I was a skeptic, and I was like, well, okay, I'll try it. So I did, and I loved it. And long story short, I bought the kit because I was just buying it for the nail strips. I was going to be a kidnapper. I had zero intentions of ever selling anything to anybody because I can't do that. And so it literally has changed my life. It has given me confidence. It has empowered me to be the best person that I can be. And that's what I have enjoyed the most and have the most passion about, is doing that for other people in the same spot that I was in. So here I am almost 3 years later, and I love my team, and I've recruited several new ones in the last, I think I have 5 for this year already. I had 3 in January and 2 in February so far.
Awesome.
And of those 5, 4 of those have hit their jump starts. And and I've been doing this launch party. So I'm excited to be here, and I'm just going to share a little bit about what I have been doing. So
Sweet. Thank you so much. That's
a
cool story.
Yes. So what I do is basically I do a party, just like I do a party for a hostess. This is a party for a stylist. And so I kind of follow the same, general practice for just a regular Facebook virtual party for everybody. I usually run the party for about 7 days. I create a Facebook group just like I would any other party. And then I work closely with the stylist to kind of find out, like the things that they like and things like that. I'm sorry, my computer is making noises. Sorry. But I just go through this with the host, with the stylist, and I just kind of find out a little bit about them and what their goals are, and then I create the party for them, and then it turns into their VIP group afterwards. I remove myself, and then I give them admin, and so they already have people there, and they just kind of build off of that. So I give them about 3 days to invite people before we get started, so that they can invite their friends and family. And then I kind of do like the first post is just like any other post. And I have a template for this, so I'll post that later in the team chat for this.
That would be amazing. Everyone would love your template.
I use Visly. I don't know what everybody else, but you can copy and paste it and put it into whatever platform
Oh, nice. Okay.
you do. So
Cool.
and it changes from month to month because I kind of use my whatever the party template I use for that month. I just kind of revamp it just a touch and copy and paste it and make it for the stylist.
Mhm.
So just like with any other party, I make it about the stylist. I make it about the first post is Kristen loves Color Street so much she decided to become a stylist, and this is her story. And so I get them to type up like a little blurb about why they wanted to do it, and so then they have some, they also are required to post in this party also. It is not just me posting all of the stuff. I get them to post nail fees that they have done themselves, or just information that they want to share, about themselves or about the product, because, in the end, it's going to be their group, not mine.
Yeah.
So,
I like that.
I mainly I try to be a cheerleader, and I post the goals like, hey, this is her first, 30 days, and we want to get her to her first jump start in that 30 days. And this is how you can help her do that. And then the main goal is obviously for sales for them, but also a goal is to book their first party. So then they can see how the party goes, and then I get on the next party with them just if they need help. I don't do anything, but I'm just there as a just as a support for the first time.
Yeah.
And I do an early bird special, to try to entice people, whether it be a free set or just a freebie of some kind. You don't, whatever works for you.
Right.
Some people have things they offer that I can't offer, but whatever works for you, and so that you can get that stylist, the boost that they need for the beginning.
Yeah. Is this in the early bird special? Is that in their launch party or
Yes.
in their, okay.
It's in their launch party. So I usually do it around I announce it like the second day of the party, and I give them about 3 days to do the early bird part.
Smart. I was just gonna ask you how long you allow it.
Yeah. And then at the end of the 7 days, I just, we do like a closing post, and I say, I've enjoyed spending time with you, but you won't hear from me anymore. I'm turning this group over to whoever, and this is going to be their group going forward. Please, invite your friends. And then, it just kind of goes from there.
Okay. A couple questions.
Okay.
So what kind of success have you had with helping them with their launch party?
So I had a girl sign up in January, towards the beginning of January. She just hit all her third jumpstart. And she just promoted to, what is it now? Bronze stylist, used to be senior stylist. So she just promoted to that. So she's been able to collect all those bonuses, all along. Plus she was able to get the beauty bonus for both because she joined in January. So and she's already had 2 parties of her own. So I think just the confidence that and I tell them my story. I was like, I never intended to go live on anything, like, ever. And but once you do it a couple times, it's really it's kind of like therapy, because you're talking to people, and I mean, they're not here with me. So it's like therapy to me. So after you do it a couple of times, it becomes kind of like riding a bicycle. But but I just, really encourage them. And I have another girl who just joined in at the beginning of the month. And she's a single mom, and like I've really enjoyed watching her success. Like she hit her first jump start. She's also qualified. She went to bronze stylist now. So like having those new success stories, have helped also for me and for them. But I think a launch party is like a definite must have. Especially for people, even if they say they're going to be a kidnapper, like if they say they don't want to.
Yeah.
I had a girl that did that last week or week before last, and she's almost at 300, and I'm like, she wasn't intending to sell anything. And but you get on and you share the story and you share the product, and people, and there are still plenty of people that have never heard of Color Street. So
yes, there really are.
There are a ton of people that have not heard of it. So, and you can also do this as an in-home launch party if you're doing those. I've just started doing those myself and I love it. They're so much fun. If you have local, people that are signing under you and you can do a local launch party for them, I think that would be great too. So that's just kind of how I do it. It's, and like I said, I have a Visly template that I'll post, and I'll go ahead and get that posted for everybody today. And then if anybody has any questions, because I'm not looking at the live because it would distract me. So
I'll look for questions, but I have
if anybody has any questions, I can answer them later, or you can see if there's any either way.
Yeah. Let me ask you a couple of my own questions.
Okay.
Well, first, so with Visly, is it very similar to ScentShare where it's
Yes.
like, they're like the easiest templates because you plug it in and then it literally like tells you when to put, like it will put it in like when to post, what to say, here's the graphic, and then you just click a button and
So I don't know if I can, let me share. I have it pulled up. Oh, you have it disabled. I have my Visly template, but what you do is you schedule it, like you say, the party's going to start this day. And so one day after the party starts, these posts are going to post, and it has the times. Like I do them in exact times, but you can change it however you want to. And then 2 days after, these are the posts that go. So it's very similar to ScentShare, but to me, it's a lot more user friendly. ScentShare and I don't like each other, but Visly, this is a much more user-friendly platform. And then you can also share templates. Like if you have Visly, let me know and I can copy my template and paste it, and you can just pull it up and then you can change what you want to.
So easy. If it's like ScentShare, it's so easy, but it's good to know that Visly is even easier. Okay, couple other questions that I had for you is what kind of hostess code, like, so you have them do the posting in the group. What kind of, like, how many people do you try to have them get put into the group?
I try to start with 20.
Okay.
And then, at the end, then I encourage them to invite a friend. And, if the hostess if the stylist wants to, then we can, do some sort of incentive. Like if you invite a friend and they join, then, we can send you a Tuesday or whatever, something like that. I've done that with one girl.
Yeah. So you encourage them to invite like 20 people, and what's your approach? Do you just have them like add them to the group, send them a link, like
just like a party? I have a little blurb, like a little script, so to speak, and I just tell them to invite their friends using Messenger or text, however they want to do it. And I encourage them to paste the link instead of doing the invite button. And so I just have a little script and I can post that too.
Yeah, I agree. I think that way works a lot better because first of all, when I'm invited to a group, someone will tell me about it and then I'll be like, shoot, where did that group go? And I can't find it again, like we're in a lot of groups. So I think it's smart to send them a link. So let's see, I'm looking at some of the questions here. Everyone's saying you're amazing, Jessica. Jessica Moore is amazing. Somebody asked, do you always keep the launch party at 7 days?
Yeah, pretty much. because
Yeah.
I don't have time to post, more than that. The 7 day, what I have scheduled is what I do. I don't usually go past that.
When do you typically have them start? Is it like on a Sunday or a Monday, or
Um,
does it matter?
it doesn't matter, whatever works best for you. You can kind of judge that, if it's the end of the month, like if somebody joined today, I probably wouldn't start it until probably Friday or Sunday, because, it just depends on what day it is and how busy I am.
Yeah.
Just to be honest.
No, I love this. And then did they end up using like a Visly template when they have their own parties?
One of them has, yes. The other one is just doing Facebook scheduling.
And do they use a lot of your posts or kind of make up their own, or?
They've used some of them, the wording of some of them, and some of the graphics, but a lot of it, most of it is from Color Street assets, but I do have a lot of my original stuff in there too. But mostly they make up, their own posts. But a lot of what's in this is more like informational. So there's the videos of the applications from our website. There's like FAQ stuff and different the foundation stuff, things like that.
Okay. And what do you do if you have like a hostess or a stylist who's like, okay, I'm doing all the things and I'm not getting results? Like what would you tell her to encourage her, to do to get her to boost her party, I guess?
Well, one thing that I always tell people is, we rely so much on Facebook, and it's becoming, not so user friendly for everybody. And so one thing I tell people is to make sure you're messaging people. Like, don't just post it in the party, but follow up with them. If somebody comments on something, one of their responsibilities is to comment back something to them. If someone asks a question, or if someone says, "Oh, I love that set," and then I expect my stylist to respond to that person, not me. Like I expect them to do that. And so that's part of the coaching process, with the stylist is, whatever they comment on, you make sure you comment back. And then I also encourage just personal messages. Obviously these people are your friends or your family. So you need to either text them or, message them directly and just say, "Hey, do you have any questions about, what I'm doing? Or, can I send you a sample? Or, whatever, can I meet you for coffee?" Whatever, just something that they have a personal interest in it as well, and a personal stake in it, not just posting it and hoping that people see it. Because we all know that doesn't work.
That doesn't work. It doesn't work anymore. So you do really have to go back to personal.
You have to actually work. You have to actually work at it a little bit now.
Totally. I love that. So you have them, reach out to all the guests in the party and make some sort of connection. That's great. Yep. Super smart. Well, I don't see any other questions, but are there any, people do say they love Visly, so that's good to hear. Any last thoughts on this? What have you learned? Like how are you going to tweak it for the future? Like, what are some things that you're like, I might do that differently next month, or,
Yeah, I think the first template that I did, it had too much information in it. Like, you don't want to overload them, because there's only 7 days and you don't want to like post every hour, something new. And so I think that was the mistake I made, like the first time I did it. Like on the first day, there were like 15 posts, and I'm like, that's too many.
Yeah, that's too many.
That's too many. So like narrowing it down to like, what's the most important? And so that's what's hard now, because we have all these new amazing products, is, you want to get the information about all of them. And so what I kind of did is I like pick a day, like a product per day, like start out with the nail strips, obviously, and then move into the nail care, and then move into the lip stuff, and then say, okay, now we've got everything covered, and here's the shopping link. And now you know, if you have any questions, whatever. But I think that was the one of the big mistakes, is just, you know, there was too much information in the beginning.
Yeah. I love that. I love that you know, recognize that. I think that's one of the keys to success in anything, is instead of being like, well, parties must not work, throw it out the window. You were like, oh, there's got to be something that you know, like I could tweak this to make it better. You know what I mean? I think that
I
we
always
so often just think like, well, it doesn't work. And it's like, no, you got to try it several times.
My team will tell you that I am, I'm like the queen of thinking outside of the box. Like if something doesn't work, there's got to be a better way. Like I'll find a way to make it work somehow or another. We're going to make this work.
I love it.
It's not working, but we'll figure out something else.
Yes. And I love that mindset so much, Jessica, because I feel like, you have, instead of taking it personally and like getting like butthurt about it, you're like getting curious, like, you're like being a problem solver.
There's got to be a better way.
Yeah. I love it so much. And so a couple more questions. How many posts do you have them do per day typically now instead of 15?
On the first day, there are about 5. And then every other day, there's probably like 2 or 3. Like I do all the informational posts. This was one thing I was going to say. Like I try to do all the informational posts, but I tell them to go in and post something personal every day. Like go in and just, I don't know, talk about whatever. People will tell you, like they say consistency is key. And that is the truth. I go live every day on my VIP group, and I don't talk about Color Street every day. I just get on there and talk. And, you know, it's just a thing. I just say, hey, you know, it's Taco Tuesday. Don't forget to go get your tacos today or whatever.
I love it. Well, because
but I encourage them to do that as well, to go on there every day and to comment, to make a post about something that's important to them, whether it be a family thing, you know, as to why you're doing Color Street, or it's just, you know, a motivational quote or whatever, just something that's personal to you, so they get to know you as the stylist as well. So
true. Do you have them go live? Like, do you encourage them
if they're willing to, because I do go live and do like a demonstration, and so a lot of times I'll invite them, like if they want to go live with me, you know, do the little like invite them to go live. And so I've done that one time. Only one person has been brave enough to do it with me. So
I know it is scary as a new stylist, but like you said, it gets easier with
it gets easier. Yes.
And I feel like everyone needs to take a minute to pay attention to the fact that you go live every day in your VIP group. That is incredible. And I feel like they probably feel like they know you so well, and like Jessica's my best friend, you know, even if they've never even met you, because they're seeing you.
Yeah. I've been on there, you know, like this. I've been on there with my going to take the kids to school clothes on.
Yeah.
You know,
they see all sides of you.
Yeah. I've gone in there and cried because my oldest daughter has anxiety and we were having a rough morning. Like I just, you know, whatever, just, it's like I said, it's kind of like therapy for me to go on there and just bleh to everybody sometimes. So it's just.
Well, I think that has been a part of your success, is that people feel very connected to you. Your customers probably feel very connected to you, and like they know you, even if they don't actually know you, or like have never met you, you know, that and that I think is what makes people want to buy from you versus, I mean, if you think about it, people can buy from any stylist, right? They can find groups all over the place. But the thing that makes each of us stand out is like who we are as a person. And so we have to like open up and share a little bit about our personal lives. That doesn't mean you have to read your journal or like, or air your dirty laundry, but it does mean like, hey, here's what I'm doing today, or here's how I'm feeling today, or, I love that. The idea of going live every day in your VIP group. I might have to try that because I do not go live enough in that group. So, well, thank you so much. This has been awesome.
You're welcome.
I think everyone's excited to try it and excited to try your template because obviously it works. But I think this is just a good reminder of the power of parties and the power of like having a launch party, when you start. It's what I did when I first started.
Yeah.
And encouraging our stylists to do the same. And I think one of the reasons that it's so good, Jessica, is because first of all, you're showing them this is how we do it. And then you're empowering and saying, now you're going to try it and I'll be your guide on the side.
Right.
And then it's like baby steps,
Yes. Yeah. Well, you can't throw them in and expect them to, it's a lot. It's, it can be pretty overwhelming,
Yeah.
Throwing all these, words at them and groups, join this group and join this group. And like, I don't have anybody join any groups for a while because it's too much. Like you just need to let them get, situated and let them figure out how they want to run their business. And so I think that's important, for them to own it, whatever it is they want to do with it, then and then you can kind of go from there and decide what the best path is. So
yeah. And really quick, for those of you that are like, oh my gosh, hosting a party for like a launch party for my new style sounds really, really overwhelming. It isn't if you use like software like Visly, StintShare, which I'm not endorsing at all. I'm just saying they have a very simple thing where it's like all you do is like click a few buttons and your entire party is scheduled. So that's why it's doable, right?
Yes, because I wouldn't be able to do this if I didn't have some sort of scheduler. There's all kinds of things, and there are trainings on multiple avenues for you to do this. There's trainings on StintShare, Visly, Post My Party. I'm sure there's others that I'm forgetting, but yes, there are lots of things.
And I think a lot of them have like a free trial. So if you're just like, I'll try it,
and try it and see.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, we're excited to try your template, and
I can't wait to hear.
And also
I'll post that in just a little while.
I want to challenge you guys. If your VIP group feels a little bit dead, maybe you go live, and even if it's for like 60 seconds a day.
Yeah. Mine are not long. I mean, I've done 1 minute, 5 minutes. It just, whatever. Like I went live this morning and I got in the autoimmune sets. And so I just was like, I just want to show everybody what they look like, and then
just showing them when you get nail mail, showing them when you're like, hey, I'm about to go to the post office, any little thing, or even if it's just personal stuff about your life.
And to talk about these amazing jelly nails. If you've not tried them, they're amazing. Just say, they're really cool.
Everyone's freaking out about them.
Yes. But anyway.
Yeah. I love it. Well, thank you for inspiring us and sharing your time with us today, Jessica.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.